Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of NYY Takes. For the first time in a while, I am joined by my fellow Yankee fans, Cito and Les. So, Yankee fans, I have a question to ask. Are we happy today?
What kind of question is that?
Would you consider it to be a clown question?
I mean, potentially. It's also one that we've asked every day on the internet for the last how many days? Like 21 days straight,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's a pretty common refrain here.
Well, are you going to answer the question?
Do you know who hit a home run tonight?
Oswald Peraza.
Oswald Peraza hit a home run. Oswald Peraza has driven in, I think, 2 runs thus far, maybe more. Did you know that he could do that?
So I have like the underdog MLB tweet notifications up for homers. Maybe it's not. I think it's MLB home run tweet notifications. And I saw his name pop up a couple times earlier this year. So I was like, oh, forgot he was doing that. So I take it you're not happy.
Same answer for the last 21 days.
Well, I was kind of hoping for the patented no, but we didn't get it tonight. Les, are you happy?
No, I am not happy today. This team it's frustrating to watch. So there's not much to be happy about when you watch the Yankees play baseball on a daily basis.
Yeah, no, I think I agree. The Yankees started the season 7-1. 7-1, which feels like ages ago. And as of recording, they are 9-7.
The entire league is 9-7.
That is true. All of baseball
Yes.
is 9-7. So the Yankees did the June swoon thing in April. The Yankees basically truncated their 2025 season into the span of 3 weeks by starting 7-1 and now being 9, soon to be 9-8 most likely. They're losing 6-0 to the Angels right now. But I said in the solo pod that I did on opening day this year, I wondered if the Yankees were going to do the same script. I wondered if they were going to start the season in April and May, 20 games over 500, and then do their thing in June and July and spiral out of control. They kind of did it. They started 7-1 and have spiraled out of control. So I think in that vein, and obviously spiraled out of control is a little doomerish, and I don't like to consider myself a doomer Yankee fan by any means, but when they start just being pathetic, I just get annoyed by them. I think that's a fair description, right? Like you can
Absolutely.
be like, I feel like there's this issue that people have where like if the Yankees aren't playing well, you're still not allowed to say bad things about them because it just means you're being a doomer. It's like, oh no, but they're a good team. It's like, yeah, they're a good team, but they're not playing well. Like they're playing crappy baseball. And we ought to complain about that. Like that's why we're here, right? To complain at the end of the day, to let it all out.
That's right. That's why the folks tune in.
I mean, the only thing that I'd say to that is that I feel like everyone's kind of overreacting to this.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that is baseball. Like you're going to have stretches like this. It just so happens to be that it is off the heels of an incredible start. So it's like it's very bipolar, which also has people all up in arms. They also in those 3 games in Tampa probably played like I don't even know, but like the most fundamentally unsound baseball that you could play. Like at times they just play like a baseball team that has never played baseball. Ryan McMahon just tried bunting for a hit, and it did not go. It did not go as planned. Anyway, to get into this, to avoid just rambling on and complaining about everything, I think we should do a draft of sorts. Maybe draft is the wrong word, but I think we're going to go around and pick a couple of things that we're most worried about early on in the season, things that are wrong with the Yankees, and it can be anything from perhaps a stadium experience to the actual product on the baseball field. So we'll treat it like a draft. I think we'll go snake order. Is there anyone who wants to go first?
I mean, it was your idea, so
You make a very valid point. Okay, fine.
lead us in the direction where you see best fit.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure, Toe. You're putting it all on me.
To be fair, that's usually what I do, but we're transferring responsibility today.
I'll start on the more baseball-ish side, but the thing I am currently most worried about. So I guess with the number 1 overall pick in the Yankees disaster draft, it's David Bednar and his drop in velocity, with a caveat that I'm kind of mentioning the entire bullpen. In the solo pod on opening day, I spoke about the bullpen and how there were a lot of names in there. At that time, Cade Winquist existed, but Brent Hedrick, Jake Bird, Camilo Doval, Ryan Yarborough, a lot of names that don't exactly inspire the most confidence. But the one that did was David Bednar. So, and Fernando Cruz, I suppose. So you kind of, and Tim Hill. How could I forget Tim Hill? But you go into this season basically looking at the bullpen and saying, okay, this is probably the weak spot on the team, with sort of Bednar as the fireman. In the first 7 games of the season, I think Bednar had the 10th most pitches thrown as a reliever in baseball. This is fresh off a World Baseball Classic in which he had a pretty prominent role. And he just turned 31 years old. So to go by the numbers a little bit, David Bednar is someone that we know as sitting around 96, 97 miles an hour with his fastball. Would anyone like to take a guess at as recent as April 11th in Tropicana Field? So David Bednar had said, I usually start the seasons slower. It's cold outside. Tropicana Field, climate controlled. Would anyone like any guesses as to his average four-seam fastball velocity for that game?
92.5.
I was going to say 92.
That would be very concerning. I fear that I primed everyone a little too low. But no, 94.3 miles an hour. So the velocity dip is very real, and he's being worked to the bone, or had been worked to the bone up until recently. And of course, in Tampa, that blown save wasn't even really his fault. He got BABIP'd to death. But if David Bednar is not going to be 96, 97 David Bednar, we might have some problems. And this bullpen might have some problems. Jake Bird started okay. He got beaten up last night. Ryan Yarborough is not really high up on the trust tree. Camilo Doval, you're kind of just playing the lottery with him. So a strength of the Yankees has always been their bullpen and finding the guy to kind of lead them through to the end of the season, the Luke Weavers, the Clay Holmes of the world. I just don't know where that is this year. And it was supposed to be Bednar, but we'll see where we're at a couple months from now. Yes, Toe, you have a question.
Right on realistic or ridiculous. Bring that back.
Oh, nice.
David Bednar will spend over 40 days on the injured list this season.
Oh. 40 days.
So that's like what? Like a oblique strain, maybe like a shoulder impingement, elbow tendon thing. No,
he
that's
doesn't
still
strike me as an IL guy. So I'm gonna go ridiculous, but I could see like a 15-day stint for him. 40 is a little bit of a stretch, I think. But I could see them giving him a bit of a break at some point.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like maybe I'd say like maybe a couple of stints on the 10-day IL. Like I said, maybe like Cole said, to get his control right, to give him a break. Maybe he's too far in his head. And then maybe hand it over to Doval to close out, or hope for the best. Who knows what they're going to do at that point? But yeah, I think 20 days is probably reasonable. But 40, I just don't know about 40.
So here's why I bring up the injured list beyond the velocity dip. David Bednar spent the first 4.5 full seasons in the major leagues in the bullpen for the Pittsburgh Pirates. That is basically as low leverage as you can get to begin one's career. And then basically since he's come to the New York Yankees, starting with the very peak of the season trade deadline day in Miami that we all remember very well, he's been in nothing but high leverage to save the season, the regular season, in the postseason itself. And don't forget about the World Baseball Classic, where he was doing a lot of what we've been seeing over the last few days. So,
The David Robertson.
Yeah. So I think that there's a stress thing to be concerned about here, which is why the IL thing was brought up. I think that, we're going to find out, he's overthrowing a little bit, or he's not recovering as well. He's going to overcompensate somewhere. That's where the obliques start, right? So that is my concern about David Bednar, not necessarily like, the numbers themselves, but, just the amount of high stress that he's been under since he's been a member of the Yankees, and the big contrast that is from the first 4.5 seasons of his career.
I think that's fair. And I mean, the bullpen generally for the Yankees does not throw hard. I think
it also doesn't make any sense.
I think they're at the bottom. I think they're at like the bottom of in baseball and velo. But I think there is a lot of stress put on David Bednar, and B, he is, as you said, like literally just stressed out, probably. Just like in being the closer for the New York Yankees, it's like a lot more of a mental load for him to have to go with day to day than it was, doing it in Pittsburgh.
Give me some Giovanni Cruz. Cannot wait for that guy to come up.
Yeah, or Legrand.
Legrand is not coming up until like July.
Yeah. Anyway, bullpen. They all throw really slow. It's not very good. It's probably as of now, like I feel confident in saying this is the worst Yankee bullpen of like maybe the Boone era.
We said that last year.
I would
before the trade deadline. Before the trade deadline, we absolutely said that last year.
Anyway,
before the deadline.
I'll end my draft pick with this. Is anyone missing Devin Williams yet?
I'm not. I was never. I mean,
like, we're not really in a position to like miss Devin Williams, right? Like a lot of the damage is being done before it would have been time for Devin Williams to pitch. Like, so like I started to say this earlier. The thing that I don't understand about the bullpen is, regardless of these high velo guys that the Yankees just I'm not worried about that because of the guys who are about to come up. Angel Shabili, Legrand, as well as Giovanni Cruz, as we said before, all throw extremely hard. We find in the velocity department, the Yankees are missing those multi-inning guys that were really the weapons of the bullpen. Starting with Chad Green back in those days, and moving over to Michael King, who really took on that mantle, and then even Luke Weaver until last year, where his arm started to tire out. Like, the Yankees are really missing those guys who could get 5 outs, 6 outs. And those were the most valuable guys that they have. And those guys aren't really being developed anymore.
You know who those guys are now?
Yeah. Luis Hill and Ryan Weathers. That's who those guys are.
And Paul Blackburn.
Yes.
Okay. Let's move on to the second pick. Les, I'm putting you on the spot.
All right. Sounds good. So I've got, I'm going to take this one off the field, and I'm going to talk about stadium experience.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah, this is
my kind of topic.
I have not been yet.
Yeah. So
were you not there last night?
I decided not to go.
Mm.
So stadium experience, opening day, the home opener, get to see Cole's, always a nice annual tradition that we have.
Yes, sir.
I take Logan and Derek to opening day. Awesome time. We have a good time. We saw Monument Park. Wonderful time, right? So want to get food. We get there early enough. Let's get some food. Let's get some hot dogs, sodas, what have you, right before we head to our seats. So I look at the menu. I say, let's get 2 regular dogs, 2 regular sodas. Let's go back to our seats. I wait 20 minutes in line. I'm looking at the menu where it tells me regular dogs, regular sodas. I get there and the girl tells me, we don't have regular dogs. That's not at this kiosk.
Oh,
All we
man.
have are souvenir sodas. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's right there on your menu where it says regular hot dog, small soda. What am I missing here? So, she looks at me like I have snakes coming out of my head and proceeds. I'm not going to go wait in another line for another 15 to 20 minutes before first pitch. I like being in my seat, ready to go. And I don't want to make Derek, I don't want to make Logan wait, as well. So $52 later, I get 3-foot-long dogs and 3 souvenir cups, which are not dishwasher safe, I found out as well. So
Oh, man.
stadium experience.
Those are not, yeah.
Yeah, every other cup for the last 25 years of me going to Yankee Stadium has been dishwasher safe. These crappy things melted as soon as we put them in the dishwasher. So not a great stadium experience. And I usually love going to Yankee Stadium, talking about the experience there. But this is one time I was really pissed off.
You know what the most
I
surprising
could
part
not
about
agree
that
more.
story is? That you only waited
What?
20 minutes in line.
Oh, that was before first pitch. So there were people still at Billy's. They were still outside. They hadn't even come into the stadium yet. So, yeah, we got in. They moved pretty quick. And, well, I don't know if you consider 15 to 20 minutes with a 5-year-old and a 16-year-old that are hungry. But, yeah, that's 15 to 20 minutes I waited to be told, yeah, we don't really have those items that are on our menu.
Yeah, Yankee Stadium is a completely pathetic experience. And it is being enhanced by the completely pathetic baseball that's being played right now. But if you want to go get anything to eat, you have to wait in a line that is 20, 30 minutes sometimes, which in today's baseball is, could easily be 2-3 innings.
Oh, with a pitch clock, absolutely.
I have an anecdote from, I went to the game on Saturday, so the day after opening day, which, mind you, was the longest game of the pitch clock era. The longest 9-inning game in the pitch clock era was the Saturday game. It was also freezing cold.
It was, yeah.
Like kind of rainy, just like overall uncomfortable experience. The Yankees won the game. It was a big comeback. It was actually kind of fun. Would anyone like to take any guesses based on like true necessity and access to food? Would anyone like to take a guess as to what I had for dinner at Yankee Stadium that night because of the excessive lines and things being randomly closed, all of the above? Any guesses on what my dinner was?
Did you sneak into the Delta Suite to get the free popcorn?
I wish it were that glamorous.
Oh, is it some like
I don't know, man.
M&Ms?
What,
Like
chewing
M&Ms,
gum,
something like
M&Ms,
that?
yeah, peanuts.
Me and my 2 friends that I was with shared bags of spicy sweet chili Doritos and sour cream and cheddar Ruffles.
From where?
At these stands that you buy the beers from that have like the fridges, like down by like section like 211.
Yeah.
Like, when I tell you it is a top 5 or top 10 most like depressing dinner I've had in my life. Being sitting in the cold, wet 45-degree Yankee Stadium eating Doritos for dinner. And it was all thanks to the absolute scam, madness, horrible customer service that exists at Yankee Stadium. It is a pathetic place, to be honest with you. and I only go because I love baseball, and I happen to love dudes that wear the uniform as a grown man. But what a terrible experience.
Concessions are not that hard to fix, right?
Just fucking automate everything. I don't
Exactly.
like just the people that work there do not want to be there at all. They make it seem
they really don't.
They and I wouldn't want to be there either, by the way. But my God, it is such a terrible experience for people that are paying so much money to go to these games. Like, if you bring a family to these games, it's so much money. It's a scam. It feels like a scam. It feels like they know they can. It feels like they know they can mail it in because they're the Yankees, and they can. That is actually just like a matter of fact. They can completely mail it in on customer service, and people will still show up. But it's a shame. I mean, it's terrible.
So would you compare it to every time you travel through a New York airport terminal C?
It feels like an airport. If Yankee Stadium consistently feels like an airport when there's like mass flight cancellations or delays.
All right. So as a connoisseur of international sports experiences, yeah, automate it. Especially because Yankee Stadium is in that weird place, especially after the pandemic, where originally the problem was, and we easily identified this because of, just because of the amount of activity that was going on. They just had this shortage of labor,
right?
In like 2022, 2023, so on and so forth. I don't know like what the hell happened. If I had to guess, there's a union involved. Why not automate the crap out of everything? I'm sure you could use the same models that
it's expensive upfront to have to automate.
And yeah, it's expensive infrastructure, but Legends Hospitality then can take care of that. They can use economies of scale over the number of venues that they run in addition to Yankee Stadium. Like they could freaking vibe code their own CRM on Claude now and run the concessions that way. I'm serious. Why don't we do that? Why don't we create something for the Yankees on Claude, have them run it, and see what happens?
Yeah, man. I mean, it seems like nobody cares. Like, as a fan going to that stadium, you feel like the organization does not give a single shit about you.
But also, like, do it the way that Madison Square Garden does it. Madison Square Garden has like periods where they know that they're going to be absolutely overwhelmed by foot traffic, right? Mm-hmm. During the intermissions of hockey, during halftime of basketball. Yet I have never had a terrible experience getting food at Madison Square Garden in my life. That's because they know how to control the crowd flow. That's because it's automated enough that, they can keep the people moving, but they still have employees in place to, make sure that people are doing things right. And it's a perfect balance. The food is ready. People are just grabbing and going. Everything is clearly labeled. That's easy. That's the other thing about Yankee Stadium. Like, what I noticed the real bottleneck is that the cashier takes an order. The same person then goes like all the way down to the other side to get the food that's not ready.
I was just going to say
that. They go back and then they have to calculate and they have to tally everything up and then like collect the tips and everything and then yell to the other side for the next person to come who's not paying attention.
The girl that we took our order disappeared for like 5-10 minutes. I'm like, what? These are hot dogs. Have these fucking things ready to go.
It's all production. It's all supply chain. It's all logistics.
I left out
any consulting services in that field. Hit us up. Where we part of us runs a company about that.
I left out a very, very key nuance of my dinner, my evening at Yankee Stadium that night. You're probably listening saying, this clown, why doesn't he just do Uber Eats? You pick it up, you skip the line. Amazing, right? Oh, I tried that. Ordered it on the app. 15 minutes after I order, canceled.
Oh man.
So there is nothing good about what's happening there. Everyone needs to be fired. I would rather there be no concessions. I would literally rather the stadium
BYOB.
Yeah. Bring everything.
Honestly, the amount of amazing street food vendors that would set up right outside would be phenomenal.
It's a clown show. Anyway,
here is the one thing that they have to avoid because they have this now at the Red Bull Stadium in New Jersey and in Barclays also. Do not do that thing where you just walk under a random ass sensor it somehow identifies your credit card, and then you walk out with stuff, and then it charges you $30, and you have no idea like how that happened or why it's $30.
That sounds
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah, that stuff. That's like the Amazon Go stuff. But
Yeah,
they
the
have that
Amazon-
at
yeah.
Barclays.
Yeah, they have it at Barclays, they have it at Sports Illustrated, they have it at Crypto, where I paid $24 for a Barclays Center size can of beer.
Well, that just might be the running cost of that these days.
No, the beers that you get at Yankee Stadium in Madison Square Garden are actually like 2 beers. They're big.
They're giant, yeah.
At Barclays Center, you get like the normal, like
12-ounce.
freaking you get the normal like Sixers cans and that cellophane stuff that you get at the bodega.
All right, Toe. It's your turn.
Oh wow, I forgot that we were doing a draft.
Well, better remember, we're gonna keep it to one pick each.
Okay, so I'm gonna actually I have the next 2 picks, don't I? Because it's Snake.
We'll have to go through quickly if we want to do 2. So 2 quick ones.
All right. So here's my number 1. We don't have to spend a lot of time on this. It's a Jazz Chisholm Jr.
Yes. Big problem.
Good God. Like,
Huge problem.
I was trying to remember when he hit a home run, and I remember that he hasn't hit a home run yet. So that's that. And then, honestly, like the play against the Rays on Saturday, I don't really. I'll give him a pass. Like his explanation was wonky and all that, but what he was actually saying was he didn't know if once he got the runner out at first, if the other dude was out at second, if the run would have still counted.
Yeah, he just didn't know the rules. He didn't know the rules of baseball, and he's a professional.
Well, I also don't know what that rule is, to be honest with you. So like,
you're not paid millions of dollars to play the sport.
Okay, well, what is the okay? Whatever. But also no, just like looking completely lost in general. Like clearly
he's pressing.
Well, yeah, pressing. Like
he
said he wants to go 50-50, and he looks like he said he wants to go 50-50.
Yeah, he's pressing. It's a contract year.
And like honestly, like it's really bad for the lineup because it shortens the lineup significantly by your number 6 hitter being an automatic out.
Number 6 hitter. I was looking at that lineup tonight. There's a lot of holes. It's like the top 4, and then good luck.
I mean, who was hitting third? the platoon player. Yeah, Ahmed Rosario hitting third is like this year's version of Jahmai Jones leading off.
Jahmai Jones.
That's a classic. But yeah, I mean, Jazz is stunk. He's trying so hard, like to lift the ball that he's now getting on top of the ball too much. There's nothing good about his peripheral stuff. Like it's all just bad right now. Like ultimately, will he be okay? Like, probably. Yeah, but that's it. He'll be okay. If you want to look at like pure projections for the rest of the year, like Jazz Chisholm for the remainder of the season, Fangraphs projects him as a league average hitter, which is not what you expect out of him.
Are you saying that he's playing himself onto the Colorado Rockies?
He just kind of he just belongs on the Marlins, to be honest with you. Like he's just.
I think he's playing his way to the Mets.
Oh,
the Mets love. I think the Mets love overpaying for former Yankees, and this guy is talking about how he wants $30 million in the offseason. There's no hometown discount. Jazz loves to talk, so I think he's playing his way to the Mets.
That would be a hilarious fit. All right, Toe. Let's move it on here. What's your second pick? Your wraparound.
First base.
Just first base.
First base.
But they have Ben Rice.
I think that Aaron Boone is going to get in the way of Ben Rice.
Oh, interesting. Okay. You mean Brian Cashman?
According to Chris Kirshner, it's Aaron Boone apparently, who decides who plays first base every day, and that person should be Ben Rice and Ben Rice only. I don't really care that Paul Goldschmidt is a future Hall of Famer and clubhouse leader. He is a bench player, and he should get some at bats when Giancarlo Stanton needs his requisite days off. Ben Rice can be the DH. Ben Rice can also catch some more because it would be good to maintain his value that way. But Ben Rice needs to be in the lineup every single day as the current best hitter on the team with the best peripherals, who hits the ball the hardest. The lefty power hitter that the Yankees have been craving for how many years now needs to be in the lineup every day in order to learn how to hit the best lefties in the league. You're not benefiting anyone by sitting Ben Rice against Reed Detmers. And the problem is that Paul Goldschmidt can play only first base. And, it's kind of like, it's the pros and cons of signing a guy who's a great clubhouse presence, who's legitimately productive, but is also defensively as inflexible as it gets. First base, because I think the Yankees are going to self-inflictedly like lose out on a lot of production.
It's an excellent point. I agree. I like Ben Rice a lot. I think he should also be in the lineup every single day. Like, how do you learn to hit lefties if you're sitting on the bench? But yeah, that's a solid point.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking development, it's very hard to hit lefties if you're sitting on the bench. But to play some devil's advocate, if you were Aaron Boone and you were given this data by the front office and the data was bright flashing lights telling you that the matchup for Paul Goldschmidt against Reed Detmers was way better than the matchup for Ben Rice against Reed Detmers, isn't it your responsibility to play Paul Goldschmidt?
Not a Ben Rice set the other day.
Okay, but if it's the same thing there,
well, then what you're telling me is that you don't think that Ben Rice is an everyday player, which is obviously.
Well, I think in the like absence of a really good platoon option against
but why even have the platoon option in the first place? You don't need it.
But if the math is literally telling you it's better than Ben Rice to a significant margin, even though he's 0 for 3 tonight, of course, isn't Boone's job to put the team in the best position to?
I also think that Ben Rice needs a lot more inputs into his sample size.
I mean, I think there's something to that, but we did this whole thing in the playoffs last year, and then he played against lefties and couldn't sniff them. So
yeah, because he wasn't playing against lefties. I think the whole point is that if you think that Ben Rice is an everyday first baseman, play him like an everyday first baseman.
Because he is basically playing every day. He sat for like 3 games.
Yeah,
but like you got to play him one of those 3 games, at the very least. Ben Rice should be playing 150 out of 162 games.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know if it'll be any better of a result than you're getting with Goldschmidt. Like, if you're willing to accept and
I'm willing to accept it,
that it won't be.
This is just going to happen next year, right? So might as well figure it out.
Oh, the Yankees are going to love having a righty bat at first to platoon. That's obviously just what they're going to do.
All right, let's move along. Les, you got anything for your second pick?
My second pick is going to be Austin Wells. He is not good. He hasn't been good for a long time. He hits the occasional home run. He's a pretty decent catcher, but he sucks as a hitter. Like, the bottom half of the lineup is just, their OPS is terrible. The batting averages are terrible. Like, and Austin Wells, he's a young player that they really rely on moving forward. And without having a player in the system right now, they're going to have to go out and get somebody that can actually hit, because he sucks.
Yeah, he has a 60 WRC plus right now. He has 0 WAR. He's basically been a 0.
And we saw we had in our group chat the other day, I don't know, was it you or Matt that posted the graphics between Austin Wells and Gary Sanchez? Like, I didn't know Gary Sanchez was still in the league, but Austin Wells is, like you said, a 0 WAR. Like, he's an easy out. He's supposed to be, decent power hitter. He's not good at all.
Yeah, I mean, last year was pretty fine for him. I mean, all you need out of him is to be like a league average hitter at the end.
Remember
of the
how he hit a leadoff home run on the first pitch to start the season?
Yeah,
and it was the only time he hit leadoff all year.
It was also the first time in the history of baseball that a catcher hit a leadoff home run. And then that experiment. Remember how Boone was also so insistent that was something that they wanted to do, and it lasted a grand total of 1 game.
Yep.
After he hit a leadoff home run.
Pretty ridiculous.
That was also a bizarre story from last year that everyone forgot about because it was opening day.
Yeah, I actually do remember that was Derek's first opening day. Yeah, I remember the.
I mean, that's when torpedo bats were all the craze. That feels like
Yeah, that
a
was a
long
story for a
time
few
ago.
weeks.
Yeah.
Speaking of torpedo bats, did you see Anthony Volpe's in the lineup tonight?
Yes, back in Somerset. I didn't
Back
think
in
it was
Somerset.
possible, but I miss Anthony Volpe. I hate to admit it.
I do too.
Because at least you know he's
I'll be
trying really hard to do well. And that's all you could really ask for.
So
At least,
the
do you
Yankees
think it's
starting.
weird?
The left side of the
Sorry.
infield is going to be Volpe and Caballero, right?
I guess you would think so.
Do you think it's weird for Volpe and Somerset playing in the same infield as George Lombard, a guy who's coming for his job? Lombard was playing third tonight.
And has, I think he leads some.
Oh, it's
could be
something
all the
like
minor league.
it's like zone percentage or like whatever that stat is, right?
Yeah, and extra
Or
base
like
hits.
he's
Yeah, he's
only
killing
swung it. He's only swung it like one ball out of the zone the entire season. It's something crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
Last pick.
You're down.
I my last pick is kind of like this is like super doomer, but it's like, is this the year where like the Yankees magic on hitting on guys out of nowhere sort of runs out? Randall
I like
Grichuk is hitless this year.
Ahmed Rosario would like a word.
Sure, but I'm just making sure. Yeah, Grichuk is 0 for 15 to start the season. He was given a minor league deal. If he doesn't turn it around, he'll definitely be DFA'd. You have to kind of give up on him because Jason Dominguez is bopping around in the minor leagues, hitting the crap out of the ball, and the Yankees need some offense. And say what you want about his offense, but Jason Dominguez is a major league hitter stuck in the minor leagues right now. And you cannot have his spot taken up by Randall Grichuk. But beyond Grichuk, Jake Bird just does not seem to be
I don't think we see Jake Bird again.
fix. Yeah, like he has just acquired at the deadline as, the Yankees had built up enough rep to say, hey, never heard of this guy, but if the Yankees like him, they must be able to fix him, but they can't seem to be able to fix him. Like he just seems to be unfixable.
Yeah.
But apparently.
You know who those guys are going to be? They're going to be Giovanni Cruz, Angel Chavilli, and Carlos Legrand.
Maybe, but then you also have Ryan McMahon. Again, same idea. It's like you bring him over, he changes his batting stance in the offseason, whatever, still can't hit. So I just wonder if the magic has run out. Like they're not getting the lightning in the bottle that they used to. They're not getting the Gio Urshela. They're not getting the Didi Gregorius.
Mike Tauchman.
They're not getting the Mike
Luke
Tauchman.
Voigt.
They're not getting the Luke Voigt. They're
Mike
not getting,
Ford.
They're not getting.
Yes.
They're not getting even the Luke Weaver, the Clay Holmes. It's like, is this the year where you finally get some regression in that department? And if it is, you're in for some struggles. But you can't find the needles in the haystack all the time.
Yeah, but like you're also talking about. But you're also talking. But like I think. And I don't really know how to correct this necessarily. The Yankees are not necessarily good with the guys who are washed, right? The Carlos Carrascos of the world,
yeah,
the Randall Grichuks of the world,
Stroman,
Marcus Stromans of the world. The Yankees are good at picking up the guy that you've never heard of, and then all of a sudden he's Mike Tauchman.
Right.
And then Mike Tauchman becomes Wandy Peralta. That's what we're missing right here. Like the guy you've never heard of turning into the other guy you've never heard of.
Yeah. So, maybe there's a lesson in there, but the Yankees can't fix the washed guys, but they can fix the guys that literally no one has ever heard of.
Well, there's that dude who allegedly could play every single position that was supposed to make the team and didn't. I believe he was acquired from either the A's or the Dodgers.
Who, the Yankees?
Yeah.
Was that the guy that got DFA'd?
No, he's the guy he's in Max Schumann.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's in Scranton, right?
He's in Scranton.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got he played 101 games for the A's last season, couldn't hit, but is a speed and gloves guy. Is in AAA, but apparently fast and can play every single position except catcher.
Yep. All right. A lot of negativity on this podcast. We will end it real quick. Everyone has to say one nice thing about the Yankees. Who wants to go first? Don't make me do it again, Toe.
So like here's my thing. Is anyone actually I don't understand why anyone is actually surprised about this. Given that so what was the number one complaint about the Yankees this offseason? They ran it back.
Ran it back.
Does the team right now look like they ran it back, yes or no? Yes. So what are we talking about?
So your nice thing about the
what
Yankees
is going to happen?
is that we're getting exactly what they said we were going to get?
Exactly. Which means that we're going to hate this team for the rest of the year until the end of September, where we'll look at the standings and it'll be 95 wins, first place. We're going to run the table in the American League. And that's the nice thing I have to say.
Interesting.
Okay. Fair enough. My nice thing will be, what direction do I want to go here? You know, I've been very hard on their pitching staff. But if we're talking pitching, I want to make sure that, you know, the people know and that the Yankees are still doing some things right. So this is courtesy of River Avenue Blues, by the way. Just some fun Yankee pitching things, even though things in the bullpen look terrible. One, the pitching staff leads all of baseball in limiting barrels allowed, which is great. The whole point of baseball is to not allow a lot of barrels. However, that probably changes a lot after both last night and tonight. But they're doing what you want to do, which is avoid barrels, especially if you're not going to be a staff that throws very hard. Also, there is a league-wide trend starting towards actually throwing more fastballs again. So like 2018 to 2024-5 was characterized by sweepers and horizontal movement. And now it is shifting back to fastballs and to tunneling. So all of the Yankees pitchers, more or less, and this includes Luis Heel throwing it now as well, throw like 3 variations of a fastball and do this at the highest rate in baseball, or like a top 6 high rate in baseball of just throwing heaters. And it's the sinker. Luis Heel started using it in his previous start, albeit he couldn't locate it at all. But it's good to know that the Yankees are still being innovative, that Matt Blake is still finding ways to be ahead of the curve of baseball rather than riding the curve. But the last 2 nights do leave a lot to be desired in the pitching department. But you know what? They're kind of leading the charge on a new change in how pitchers approach the game and how MLB teams are approaching pitching. And they lead baseball in missing barrels. So those are my nice things. And my honorary mention, actually, I'll let one of you guys maybe take it. Les, do you have a nice thing? Or what is your
my
nice thing?
It's tough to say what my nice thing is, but I just we're kind of down. Obviously we're down on them because they're in a rough stretch. I no matter what, I just like watching the Yankees play baseball. You know, even during the rough stretches where they are unwatchable. You know, it's still with everything going on in the world, it's still nice to be able to decompress and watch a ball game. You know, sit down and watch a ball game.
Huh?
Yeah,
Decompress losing
absolutely.
7-0.
Well, not tonight. Tonight's not a decompressed kind of night. But everything going on in the world, you know, it's nice to be able to sit and watch a ball game, even if you have to hate watch a ball game because they give up 4 runs early. It's so nice to be able to sit down with my kids and watch a game. So, just being able to have that available to me is really nice to do. But I just want them to play good again. I want them to get better, but it's really depressing right now.
I saw a funny tweet today. I don't think it's true, but it was funny. Is that a guy has lost his mind when he starts going for walks and appreciating the little things. What you
I've
just
got 5
described
kids.
is kind of just like appreciating the little things, which is convenient given
or just the Midtown East Promenade at 5 p.m. yesterday.
which is convenient given the Yankees have been in a.
Can I
bit
bring
of a
up one
funk.
more topic that we should spend 30 seconds on so we can say that we talked about it?
Sure.
Cade Winquist, go.
You can't bring him into a 5-0 game. It's got to be 6-0.
So did he play for the Yankees?
No, didn't throw a
Like,
single
is he
pitch.
going to be on? Is he going to be on the Sparkle?
Oh, that's a good question. His only field action was being announced on opening day.
Yeah.
Huh. That is an interesting Sporkle. I guess because he was rostered, right? Like the Sporkle's probably just if you were rostered.
I guess, but has this ever happened before?
I have no idea, but pretty funny that they just never used him.
Like, what was the point of that?
Boone has been weird this year. Boone has said some like weird things this year.
Why?
Remember they asked him like, why didn't you pitch hit for Grichuk? And he was like, I don't know. I probably could have. It's like, wait,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
I think that's a guy that is absolutely fed up with the same shit every single year. He's like, yeah, I probably could have, but I didn't.
Yeah, it sounds like a guy who knows that they read it back.
Yeah, it's anyway.
I appreciate that about Boone.
He's probably just like, why are you guys reacting like this? Like, everyone knows that.
I would almost prefer if he just
What was
leaned
gonna
into the like. If he was just like, I mean, he kind of does this already, but if he was just like, why didn't you do this? If every response he had was like, yeah, maybe I should have, that I would actually appreciate that more. I think. Like, yeah, you're right. Maybe I could have done that.
less. You know who actually does do that?
Who's that?
Jose Mourinho.
That guy's coached everywhere.
yeah, and you wonder why.
Jose Mourinho, he gets a 2 to 3 year run. 1 year one he fixes it. Year 2 he wins. At year 3 he's out the door.
Yeah. So right now we're at year 3, Jose, with Aaron Boone. Is that are those the vibes we're getting?
He manages like a guy that knows he's got job security. They're not going to let go of him because for whatever reason Boone or Cashman loves him. So I don't know. He's a guy with job security.
Well, this is his last year, right?
Yeah.
Oh no,
maybe, but like, who knows, right? Like, he can he be like all the other members of the front office, just like show up to work, may or may not have a contract, kind of ambiguous, but we know that eventually a deal will get done.
I think that happens. What would it take to fire Aaron Boone? Like, they don't care about winning the World Series. They ran back the same.
They're not going to fire him.
It's going to be like a mutual parting of ways.
His contract is up after next year, and he won't resign if it gets to that point. And it'll be
Dude, like whose decision is it going to be? It's going to be Aaron Boone's decision whether or not he wants to manage a team, right?
Yeah, because Hal is like, Hal would never like fire, so he doesn't like to be abrasive, whatever. Anyway, the Yankees are still the favorites to win the American League this year. It is what it is. Baseball's going to baseball.
Yeah. Can we at least agree to just not be surprised by any of this?
Yeah.
Like Cole said, this is their June swoon early. Maybe they'll go on a run.
Hey, the other thing, fun thing, courtesy of River Avenue Blues, credit where it's due. The Yankees are near the bottom of baseball against meatballs. So like they are.
That is not surprising. That is not surprising.
Against pitches literally right down the middle. Ryan McMahon has received 13 meatballs this year. Would you like to take a guess at what he is batting on those 13 meatballs?
Oh, it's probably like 087.
I'd say 125.
He does not have a single hit. He's 0 for 13 on meatballs.
Maybe Dylan Lawson was the guy.
Yeah, maybe the Yankees need to get back to hitting strikes hard.
Yeah.
As they say.
What's wild is
because now they're
knew
not
he
hitting
couldn't hit.
strikes at all.
Yeah.
Well, he was supposed to like give you 20 homers.
I don't know. What Dylan Lawson has a very interesting Twitter account. Like maybe he'll start subtweeting the organization at some point this season.
True. All right, it's time to wrap this thing up. This baseball.
Yeah, when you're bringing up Dylan Lawson on April 14th.
Yeah, that's when you
You
know
gotta
things are running bad. I'll be there tomorrow. As always, and without further ado, go Yanks.